All right. Friday, 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 Friday. Orange Friday. Picks from JOES. We are back off of what felt like the longest bye week break ever. You notice how the bye weeks feel longer after your team's like won a couple of games. Like you're on a roll. It's like, no, I want them to play again next weekend and win again. When they're playing like crap like the first bye week, and we were like, oh God, thank God for the bye week. I don't even want to think about football. Funny how that crap works. So yeah, I've got this up on the page here. How the heck about that Brown Steelers game? Now, number one, that might have been one of the most god awful NFL games to watch. I mean, that was just terrible. It was terrible. And I listen. Did Baker Mayfield look better than Mason Rudolph? Yes. Now take away the personalities. I would expect it, right? Mayfield has been starting. Right, he's already got a full season now, season and a half under his belt. Rudolph just got put into the starting job. He would not be starting if not for Roethlisberger injury. But then you just throw the things into it. The offensive line for Pittsburgh's okay. They've got some good players, playing healthy there. But your starting running back out. He loses Juju Smith-Schuster, loses one of his other wide receivers. And Cleveland's offensive line, Myles Garrett, listen, minus that incident, Myles Garrett, that dude was a beast last night. I mean, they could not. The Steelers were having a hard time dealing with the front five, six guys. Excuse me. For Cleveland, but oh my God, listen. I'm not even going to go into the details of this. You can't take somebody's helmet and then try to take their head off with it. Okay, you are going to get kicked out. Right, so he's definitely out for the season. Who the heck knows? But that dude just he lost his crap. And I don't know what went on beforehand. And, somebody's saying maybe Rudolph said something. Who knows? Maybe it looked like Rudolph might have. Somebody's trying to say he kicked him in the sweet spot. There was a lot of flailing around there. Who knows? You don't come up and go after somebody's head with the helmet. I'm sorry, man. You don't do that and not expect to get booted. I mean, you're going to get booted. And never mind, as far as I'm concerned, not the hit on Juju Smith-Schuster, although I could see a guy getting suspended. That was a tough hit. But that kind of a play to me was more of a bang bang, football play. The other wide receiver, and I don't remember his name, that got knocked out of the game with that helmet to helmet hit. That was a shot, and that guy knew he was taking the shot. He lowered his head. I mean, if you want to talk about the textbook definition of targeting, I mean, please. That dude knew what he was doing, and he knew he was trying to hurt that guy. That's the only part of it that I don't like. As a player, football is a violent sport. It's physical. But if you're walking out there saying, my intention is to hurt the other guy, that's a problem, right? If my intention is to block you, knock you down, in whatever legal way I can, or pseudo-legal way if I can get away with it. But when you do stuff and you're saying, I don't give a crap if I hurt this guy. I hope I hurt this guy. If I hurt this guy, he won't come back, right? He won't do that again. That's the part of football that I'm glad they have the instant targeting stuff in college and they get right on it. I don't care if they get it wrong sometimes, right? I'd rather see him get it wrong sometimes and get it cleaned up. I mean, and that's that. That's all I'll say about that. How about Oklahoma State basketball? That was one of the worst officiating performances I think I've ever seen. That was the game against College of Charleston 2 nights ago, and it was just abysmal. That was just abysmal. But I have to say the thing, and I tweeted this out, the thing I really enjoyed about this was it felt like there was a point early in that second half, even late in the first half. And it was part of it was because, Dizzy started draining threes from everywhere. It really felt like there was a point at which Oklahoma State just decided to exert their will, just enforce their will on the game. And that felt good. It feels like it's been a long time since you've seen Oklahoma State do that, against a decent team. I mean, I don't disagree with Boynton at all. That one kid that was their starting point guard. I mean, if you remember, who was it played for West Virginia? Was it Javon Carter? Something like that. Dude played for West Virginia. Holy mackerel, was that guy tough. Mature, strong. Guy was a heck of a player. I mean, he was the player for them. They had some other decent kids. They cannot shoot from the outside. Everybody gets excited. Oklahoma State held them to under 20% from three. They had a ton of wide open looks. Okay, you almost shouldn't get credit for, it's kind of like the interceptions in football when the receiver messes up, tips it, and it goes to another player, and that counts as an interception against the quarterback. Incompletions, where the wide receiver drops it, hits him in the hands. It's like an error in baseball type thing. You shouldn't, if the dude is standing wide open, if a guy's standing wide open and takes a shot, that should not count for, hey, we held them to such and such % shooting. Somebody should track that crap. They track enough stuff as it is. You can't tell me that can't be tracked. Okay? Well, the dude has an open jump shot and he misses it. Sorry, defense, you don't get credit for that. All right, but it was great. It was great to watch. For all of us that might say Ziggy needs to sit. Listen, I said this is another thing that came up on Twitter. Those three guys are going to start all season, unless somebody gets hurt. Those three guys are starting. Dzagwa, Waters, and McGriff are going to start. That's just it. Bottom line. I don't care who's best, what, it doesn't matter. Those three guys are going to start, and that is their reward, and they should. That's their reward. They have put the work in since they were freshmen. All three of those guys have been playing since they were freshmen. And they get the starts this year. I don't care. They're healthy. They get the starts. But to watch him go off like that, that was there was a period there. It was just like boom, 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 boom. You turn around, he was knocking one down. That was brilliant. And I mean, for Christ's sakes, Lindy Waters, shoot the effing basketball. That dude's got one of the purest strokes ever. I mean, if there's ever a real life living example of Jimmy Chitwood, it's Lindy Waters. And I've never seen anyone with more offensive talent be so hesitant to take their shot. I mean, can you believe that? This dude is capable of pulling from anywhere, and it's like, take a shot, shoot the ball. Nobody's going to have a problem. You're not that type of guy who's going to pull the trigger every single time down the floor. But man, if you've just got an inkling of an opening, put that thing in the air. He could fill it up. He's the type of guy who could just, no matter what goes on, he could fill it up for 25, 30 points. At least 20 plus. He could fill up for 20 plus every night. So anyway, that was fun to see. You got, what do we got coming up? We've got some basketball, I think, if I look at my calendar over here. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong week. There we go. So at the football game tomorrow, obviously, we've got the men play again at 2:30 Eastern time on Sunday against Yale. That should be interesting. Yale, who was ranked slightly ahead of College of Charleston in the Ken Palm. I think at the time, somebody tweeted this out, or I saw it on our Slack chat, maybe. Excuse me. College of Charleston was like 145, and then and Yale was 142 in Ken Palm. So should be interesting, but I would expect OSU to kind of deal with it, appropriately. Anyway, off of basketball, the women, you got the women. The women are playing well. My God, they outscored Tulsa, what was it, 48, 47, or 48-9 in the second half of that game the other night. I think it was Wednesday night, same night as the men's game. You got women's soccer coming up. Is that when is that happening? Here, let's take a look here. Let's do a little NCAA women's soccer. That might be. Is that could be today. Here we go. Let's go there. The official bracket. La-di-da. Let's see what we got here. That's not. Oh, there we go. There's our game times. And Oklahoma State is tonight at 8 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock. Now, I know I'd said something about we were going to do a how to watch. I think. Nothing came up there. Oh, here it pops up here, but I don't know. There was an actual how to watch. I may look for that, but yeah, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tonight. Neil Patterson Stadium. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so 7 o'clock Central. And if I can find where the how to watch link or what it's going to be on. It might be on the NCAA side. I'm not sure. But we'll find that out, and we'll at least get something tweeted out. So plenty of Oklahoma State sports action going on. Plenty. I don't see the women's basketball. Let's see. Women don't play again until next Tuesday against Idaho State, and I know that'll be on ESPN+. So anyway, on to Big 12 football. What a weekend. We've got a really good weekend coming up. Some key games. One really huge game. Really big game. You've got, obviously, there's Kansas Oklahoma State, which is an early game. We'll talk about that last. Starting off, you got two 12 o'clock games. The other 12 o'clock game are 11 a.m. Central. You've got TCU at Texas Tech. That should be interesting. That should be an interesting game. It's on ESPN2. TCU favored by 3 at Tech. That should be really interesting. 55.5 over under. Like a 30-25. I don't know. That whole thing seems weird to me, and I think both of those teams. If I was a gambler, I might even stay away from that game altogether. Lubbock's a weird place to play. TCU, I don't know. TCU doesn't have necessarily a dynamic offense. They're a little beat up. Texas Tech, they've got I forget the kid's name now. I know he did us bad, did Oklahoma State bad or dirty when we played there. I don't know. I might pick Texas Tech to win, but I don't know about that over under. I don't know, but that's 12 o'clock game on ESPN2. Both teams 2-4 in the Big 12, so really fighting to try to climb back to the middle of the conference pack. 3:30, you've got two 3:30 Eastern time games, so two mid-afternoon games. Pretty interesting game. Texas at Iowa State. I think that's got the potential to be quite the contest. Iowa State's favored by 7. No way would I do that. No way would I do that. I would not do that. I think the over-under 65.5. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. Definitely think it'll be a high-scoring game, but I would not. If I'd take Texas, and I'd take Texas in the points. I think there. I think it's to be. Well, I mean, it's one of those high-scoring games that hey, somebody could win by a touchdown. It's a tight game. But the over-unders, I think it'll be a high-scoring. I think both teams. Excuse me. Busy work week this week. Getting ready to head to DFW on Sunday. We'll be in the Arlington area Sunday night through Thursday night. So anybody hears that, hit me up. Might have time to get together. I know I've already got one OSU person probably going to get together with, and I'm going to be out there with my work colleague Dalton, otherwise known as Geronimo Coates on Twitter. We'll be out there together. So, hey, track us down. We're always game. All right. So, yeah. So, I think I would stay away from, I don't know. I'd probably take Texas, lay the points there. Over-under's dicey. I think both teams could be in the 30s easily. So, maybe the over-under's a little low. West Virginia at Kansas State. This is a dud. I would take K-State and lay those points all day long. Over-under, I doubt I'd touch that. West Virginia, I doubt it's going to score much. And I wonder, has West Virginia, did they already beat Kansas? West Virginia already beat Kansas, right? So right now, even though West Virginia is tied with Kansas for the worst record in the Big 12, they own the tiebreaker, so they're not finishing last. So why are they not? What's going on here? There we go. I don't care. They're fine. Leave me alone, YouTube. You're doing fine. So this game, I'd take Kansas and lay the points. Take Kansas and lay the point, or Kansas State and lay the points. I don't think there's any question there that K-State will get after them. And then, I mean, a lot of people would say the marquee game is undefeated Baylor at home hosting Oklahoma. I think this has got the makings of a hell of a football game. OU favored by 10.5 feels a little bit high to me. I think I would take Baylor in the points. I think Baylor's offense is plenty good. They're good enough to keep up in this game. It'll be a question of their defense, what their defense is doing against OU. Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. I just don't know if he's dynamic enough of a thrower to rip them apart. Over under at 67.5. Yeah, probably stay away from it. That could be a pretty good number. But OU favored by 10.5. That place is going to be packed. Baylor's going to be jacked. I don't think I'd take that. OU can win the game, but this is going to be no walkover by any means. I don't think. Again, because I don't think Hurts is good with the passing game as far as hitting the wide open guys. I think if you make him sit back there, he's not going to sit back there long. He's going to run, right? So I think he's not dynamic enough in the passing game really to blow somebody out, just just carve up the secondary type of thing. They've got good players, never mind, they have good players. They've got great receivers. But anyway, that's going to be a good game. ABC. So pretty much you got the three. Everything's viewable. All the teams are in action. The 3:30 Eastern time game, Texas Iowa State. That's on Fox Sports 1. West Virginia K-State will be on ESPN. Could be some regional stuff going on there. So depending on where you are, it might float around. And then the Oklahoma Baylor game is ABC's marquee game. I think you have game day going there. I can't even remember now. College game day is going there or not. That's how much I'm paying attention. But for OSU folks, the marquee game of the day, Les Miles is coming home to Stillwater. How about that? And it was shocking to me that this is the first time Oklahoma State has ever competed against a former coach of any kind. Is that the case? Now, it's not the case because they've had people who've been on staff at Oklahoma State come back as coaches for other places, but not head coaches, I don't think, in football. But Les Miles is coming back, and I can tell you right now, Kansas, still 1-5, still not a great team. They look different. Okay, I'm sorry, but they look different. All right, they're playing physical. They've got, Carter Stanley's playing okay. They've got the running back, for heaven's sakes. How could I go blank on the running back? Are you kidding me? How could I do that? Puka. Jeez, oh Pete. I'm glad I thought of that before I had to look at the actual roster. Puka Williams is very dangerous. And given the nature of Oklahoma State's offense, right? They're like 9th in. I was shocked when I saw that that S&P Plus thing that said OSU's offense was like 13th or something. What the hell? Couldn't that have been a typo or something? I mean, honest to goodness. Here, the F plus, whatever that is. Let's take a look here. We're going with 2019. And then we need, I don't want the combined, I want the offense. Okay? There's no way Oklahoma State was third. Oh, there they are. They're not that far down. Jesus Christmas. 29th? Oklahoma State is 29th. I don't know what to do with that. How can they be that high? Don't even see Kansas on here. Where the heck did Kansas go? Which is shocking because it seems like their offense has been better than that. They're just inside the top 100. Right, which means Carter Stanley's going to look like a Heisman Trophy candidate in Stillwater, given the fact that our defense has been playing so well. Okay, the defense has been playing so well. Let's look at the defense, S&P ratings, defense. Okay, offense was ranked 29th. The defense is ranked 29th. Right? Did I do that right? Defense is ranked 29th. Don't tell me the offense is also ranked 29th. Well, that's a different way to get towards Gundy's balance, right? Both offense and defense ranked 29th in S&P. That's crazy. Well, the one thing is Kansas has a horrible rush defense. Their rushing defense is not good. So Oklahoma State, you would think, especially with a bye week, right? You got a chance to kind of heal up a little bit, get healthy. They got a chance to run the ball a lot, control the clock. Over-under says 68. That's high to me. That seems a little high because Oklahoma State now, you got to keep in mind, they're doing a lot of huddling. We're running the ball a lot more. So 68 feels a little high. Us by 17.5 feels a little high. I could say OSU could win by 2 touchdowns, kind of get out early and then just kind of stay ahead all the whole game. I could see Kansas maybe scoring late to get it within 2 touchdowns. 2 to 3 touchdowns. We'll see. We'll see if Gundy get them fired up. But over under 68, I don't know. I'd fully expect to see Chuba running around. I'd see the same conservative game plan with the offense. I really want to see some other running backs. I mean, please. LD Brown, he must have gotten nicked up. All right, because he had a good game against Baylor, and then we don't see him. So I think he must have gotten nicked up a little bit. But we need to see some other running backs. Come on. Chuba's great. We know he's great. Run him. That's great. If he gets his 20 to 25 touches, great. We got to see some other running backs. I mean, I know you're going to run Spencer Sanders. Where's some other running backs, right? I mean, you're not hitting the wide receivers too much, so you get the running backs involved in the game. I mean, seriously, this game is going to be on Fox Sports 1 at noon, 11 a.m. Central. Should be an interesting game. I'm excited about it. I'll be traveling, so I don't know how much I'll be tweeting. When I say traveling, I'll be headed into New York City. We're taking our son to go see a musical about Queen, the band, and I think it's called "We Will Rock You." And I think it's at 2:00, and you're supposed to be there like an hour before. So I'll be watching on my phone, tweeting a little bit as we traipse around. So especially the second half of the game, I doubt I'll be doing much. I'll be paying attention to the score, that's for sure. But I'll probably not be around too much. So y'all have to man the helm for me in that respect. That's about it. The bye week's over. We're now in the home stretch. You've got 2 very winnable games. Oklahoma State sitting at 6-3, really should be going into Bedlam 8-3 and 5-3 in the Big 12. And so that's, if you'd have said that 4 weeks ago, we'd all taken that and run to the bank with it. So anyway, that's all we got. If you're traveling to the game, be safe. If you're in the Arlington area and you want to hit us up, next week for maybe a drink in the evening or dinner or something, give a shout. Love to meet up with folks, fellow OSU folks. So anyway, everybody take care, travel safe, and go Pokes.